Okay, and after a short delay, I actually did make it into the show. Oh my goodness, it was touch and go there for a minute. What's up, everybody? First show of the new year, right? First show. 298 times we've come to the plate with this simple offering. Getting ready for another episode of America's first and favorite two-wheel motorcycle talk and entertainment show, Shop Talk, coming at you in just a few. Obviously, the clock is not working again. Jesus, 298 times. You think one time I could get that right. But we're just a couple minutes out from going live with this one. Good to see everybody piling in. Annie is here. Annie, what's up? Bill Redensel is in with us. Tiger Ward. Joe D. Everybody piling in. The parking lot's filling up. We're getting ready for a killer show. Seth is in with us. And hey, man, if you're watching this wherever you're watching from, make sure you put your town name and in the comment section so we can give you a little shout out, like Bruno Coppola, who I know is from Laconia, New Hampshire. Sean LeBeau. Robert Ziola, what's up, buddy? Good to see everybody here. Man, the New Year's, huh? 2025. It doesn't even sound right to say it. That means 2000 and oh my God, am I getting old? Paul Adams checking in from Ford City. Tim Skates checking in. Happy New Year, Tim. Good to see you. So tonight's guest is probably going to get us kicked off of social media. I'm counting on it. I'm counting on this being that show that just like, remember Psychosaurus? They used to do that show, then they got banned. Radar Fletcher in with us. Bill Stevens. Becky Quivers-Arling. Hey guys, Rooster and I are in the house. Good to see you here with us. Andrea LaBarba. Harry Bostard. Man, everybody's here tonight. It's going to be a great show. And hey, let's face it, most of the country, it's cold as hell. There's a lot of snow going on. It's a good time to kick back and relax, grab something to drink, and get ready for another episode of Shop Talk. Going live in just about 2 minutes. Carol Cole in the house. David Crum, New Jersey. T. Bunning. XAM Biker. All right, man, stick around. We're going live in just 2 minutes with this one. Fault Line Customs in the house. Shut up. All right, I guess that's long enough, right? We're close enough. Around 2 minutes. Let's get this one out of the station and up on the tracks and go live with tonight's episode of Shop Talk. Here we go. Okay, scooter tramps and chopper jockeys all across the land. It's just after 9 p.m. on the East Coast, 8 o'clock here in Mitchell, South Dakota, where we sit high atop Television Hill in the Clockworks campus. Coming to you live from the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio, this is Shop Talk. I'm your host, Chris Callen with Cycle Source Magazine. For the next 90 to 120 minutes, me and the crew are going to work you through it. What's up, crew?
Hey.
Working through.
We're gonna work you through it.
We're gonna work it out.
Work it out.
Oh, it's gonna be a long show already.
Work it out.
Yeah, we started off on a bad note. Kory, Call me dirty names first thing.
Kory, but wait, let's
Jeez.
clarify. Kory called you Pat Patterson.
Dude.
I said I've been called a lot of shitty things in my life, but for Christ's sake.
I think that's we might have to call you from. Hey, Pat.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's gonna be like that. But hey, listen, I want to know from everybody watching. Put it in the comment section. What's your New Year's resolution? I decided that this year, instead of having New Year's resolutions, I'm gonna have a New Year's referendum. Heather is not allowed to cook for at least 3 months because
Why?
Oh, boy.
oh, dude, you're killing me out here. Like I gained 10 pounds since we got to South Dakota.
But I like to cook.
Yeah.
Athena's making me chocolate chip cookies right now, so you might want to get on with this.
Oh, so I did a Sunday on a Saturday yesterday. I did sauce and brujol and ricotta pie and
Oh boy.
Dude.
yeah, it didn't suck, I won't lie.
Mark, what's your resolution? Everybody's saying ride more, ride more.
No resolution. That's my resolution. I think they're
resolution.
stupid.
I think I'm going
Putting
with the
pressure
word
on you.
goals instead of resolution.
You're going with goals?
I have a
I
goal. I'll go with a goal.
You,
Yeah. I'm not gonna make any
That
resolution.
Impala will be running when it's warm.
there you go,
There
buddy.
you go.
That's
a
the
good goal.
We
Right
are on an effing roll over here.
Yeah, that thing's looking good. So for you guys watching, Mark is working on a 64 no-pillar Impala
62.
62, sorry. And
Yes.
he's had it in his garage for quite a while. And seeing that thing come together, dude, is just the coolest thing. Watching you actually put some time into that's been awesome. Brett Olin
Just
says,
got a sandblaster. We're ready.
Brett Olin says, get his bike done. Everyone, David Crum, Ride More, Bob Christopherson, Ride More, Courtney
Ride-
Lambert. Everybody's down for the Ride More part.
Yeah, want to ride more. Want to make sure I don't kill you this year.
See? I told Kory the big gun was
I'm
coming
just
out on
saying.
you.
That may be a hard goal. I know what you kind of have in store for 2025 with what you came at with me with this afternoon, dude. Mark,
We got plans.
Oh,
we
boy.
gotta talk.
We got plans.
I'm so glad we're so far away.
What? Wait a minute. We're not that far away.
Yes.
See,
yes,
everybody
we
else
are.
wants me to cook for them. You don't want me to cook. They want me to.
No,
cook.
baby, listen.
Come to the house.
I
I'll
love
cook.
the way you cook. It's awesome, but as much as you make, like I can't
You don't have
take
to eat it.
I don't have to
I
eat
will
it.
give it to other people.
But see, once upon a time I was addicted to chemicals, and now it's pasta. So
I have a feeling pretty soon people are just going to start showing up at the door with their
With Tupperware.
Say, can you refill this, please?
all right, well, listen, whatever your New Year's resolution is, we wish you the best in this year. It was a hard damn year for motorcycling and for a lot of people, and we're hoping to just get past that and see good times ahead. So if this is your first time watching, welcome to Shop Talk. This is a little program we do 298 times in a row now, and we are on to 90 to 120 minutes, I think we say. All the bullshit we fit on two wheels, so pretty good thing.
Oh, somebody's bucket list is to visit us in Mitchell.
Right on. Come on up.
Let's go. I'll cook for you.
Bring your Tupperware.
Obviously.
Bring your Tupperware.
All right, so Shop Talk every week through the courtesy of the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio, and we do some guests, we do feature bikes, tech, everything you expect to find in a motorcycle magazine. For the young guys, ask the old guys what a magazine is. They'll tell you all about it. We start the whole thing off with a little segment we call...
The news.
Okay, first in the news tonight, and this comes in from Dealer News. Meekum is coming to town. It is time again. Did Santa Mrs. Mark this Christmas? Not to worry, the world's largest collectible motorcycle auction is set just before AIM Expo, so get your bike of your dreams and stay for the trade show. More than 2,000 motorcycles will go under the gavel during Meekum Las Vegas, January 29th to February 1st, and they have a whole preview here, which I invite you to go see, but kind of on a sad note, but we want to bring this up for how amazing it is. They're also going to have the Urban Hirsch collection, and we brought this up to show you guys.
Look, this guy's collection is incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That right there, that bike, the 1970 Husky 400,
Yeah,
That's
buddy.
it, right? That's the one for you.
you could cut trees down with that motorcycle right
Yes,
there.
you could.
Yep.
That was the point. You could ride a bike or you can clear the path.
Yeah,
It's an
buddy.
amazing collection. It really is. I
Yeah,
think
so-
we're going to have a correspondent there, actually.
At Meekum?
Yes.
Shut up.
Olivier is going to be there.
Oh, right on.
So,
Yeah, so like I said, Heather's putting a link up. You guys can check out the whole preview of Meekum for this year, but definitely want to keep an eye out if you're looking for that one of a kind motorcycle. There's a bunch of them going to be there. Coming in from our own Cycle Source magazine news blog, Harley Davidson reveals select 2025 motorcycles now available at worldwide authorized dealerships. At Cycle Source, we're always first in line to bring you the latest and greatest from Harley Davidson. The 25 lineup doesn't disappoint. From new paint schemes to the return of iconic Grand American touring models, Harley's got something for every rider. So, big news that you said here, though, Heather, was what?
I think the big things are like the paint schemes and the colors so far.
Yeah.
I didn't see any and I hate to say it, but I didn't see any wow factors or, oh, that's new. But we'll see.
So it was, I
It's
mean,
only the first release of the year. We're 5 days in.
yeah,
so.
and you can expect too. They had a hell of a year last year, so probably shifting gears.
Yeah, we'll see.
Speaking of shifting gears, ever wanted to be a daredevil? Ever dressed up on your Huffy bicycle and wanted to pretend you were Evel Knievel? Well, Triumph's got you. Celebrating the original Daredevil, Triumph unveils 2 new Rocket 3 Evel Knievel limited editions. Check it out.
I don't know that. Do you think Evil would actually jump those suckers?
I think Evel would jump anything, but I need
Yeah,
to see some more
right.
pictures of these motorcycles because where is the paint job, man?
It's
I mean,
very
Yeah, I was just going
very
to say.
understated.
Yeah.
I feel.
and Evel's paint jobs were not understated at all. Like that
No.
was
No.
that was the thing, man. Like his signature, money across the tank, and
It's that. I think
Yeah.
it's like that little British nod, the little proper.
Said black feel.
yeah, you need some George Sedlak. How come they didn't get
Yeah,
George
right.
involved?
You know what I mean? Just
Right?
Yeah, jeez.
Maybe there was some kind of a rights thing they couldn't get into there.
DDB says the new color from Harley Davidson, Mystic Shift, looks awesome.
Mystic shift.
Mystic shift.
Where do they get this shit? I'm just saying.
Mystic. Now I have to look and see what that color is. Mystic shift.
So Becky
Sounds shifty to me.
Becky Zarling says MRF and IMA wants us at Donnie Smith and Mama Tried, so I guess we're gonna be there. Come see us at the booth. Where are we at?
Let's see. I'm looking at Mystic shift.
Don't do it.
It's blue.
Don't look right into it.
It's
well,
blue.
see, it sounds so much
Do not-
better if you
do
say
not look
Mystic
into it.
Shift, right?
Let me see.
Just
It's like
blue.
a sapphire blue.
Blue.
Here.
Well, you
what do
can't
got?
just say blue.
What do you got? Blue?
Look. Click on the link. It's blue.
I'm not gonna. It's
He's gonna click the link. See, it's
Do
blue.
not click the link.
see
It's
back
going
in,
to suck you in.
back in the '80s we called that electric
There
blue.
you go.
It's
It's a
kind of like-
vortex.
It's kind of like a purpley blue. Was that called blurple?
Blurple.
It's blurple.
Okay.
There's
well,
nothing mystic about that.
there you go.
It's blurple.
What happened to
It's
black
like a little tiny
motorcycles?
fairy on the fib.
That's what I want to know. What happened to black motorcycles?
Black Road Guide. Black Road Guide.
Does that motorcycle say $31,000?
It sure does.
What the hell? Stop saying that.
Oh, I am getting old. I
And
am
that's
getting
not
old.
even a CVO. That's just a street glide. Inflation.
Yeah.
Inflation. Yeah, Becky, indigo. There you go. You
Indigo,
want a fancy
yep.
word for blue?
September blue, sapphire blue.
How about just blue?
How about blue?
It's blue. I got nothing.
Well, now that that's over with, let's move on.
Okay, moving
I
on with
think
the
it's
show.
kind of good. That was like all the news we had this week.
Right.
No news is good news, right?
No, that's not
Starting
true.
2025 off.
That's bullshit. You're supposed to be the Robin Quiver of this operation.
What the hell? Whatever.
Stop saying that.
I gotta say this. And Joseph Clark mentioned this, and it's true. Black is now a premium color, and they charge more for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Funny how that worked.
I get it though, right?
It's the most requested,
yeah.
I mean,
I know.
Bike Night Black.
34
That's what they
days
should
until
call it.
Cycle Showcase. Bike Night Black. That's perfect.
That's what they need to call it,
Oh
Bike Night
my
Black.
God. Bike nights matter, Heather. Bike nights matter.
They do. They absolutely do.
All right, let's get on with this.
Okay.
Listen, you're watching Shop Talk here on the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio Network. We're going to take a look at a new drop that just came out on Grease and Gears TV. Yeah, that other thing that we do. And when we come back on the other side, we have Mr. Kory Souza waiting in the wings to come on the show, and I'm counting on the fact that he gets us kicked off of social media.
Don't do that.
No, I want to see if it'll happen. I want to see.
No, our sponsors kind of still like us. Don't do that. You shut your mouth.
Well, they'll like it too.
So stick around. You're watching Shop Talk.
My name is John Lefevers, and we're the owners of Lefevers Cycles, and we're in Johnson City, Tennessee.
My name is Vicky Lefevers, and I'm just the other half. I started working at the body shop with my dad and in 99, and then John came to work at the body shop in
2006.
But for the most part, I mean, I run a body shop. I grew up in a body shop. Now I paint motorcycles, and so.
At a young age, I would airbrush car models, just put model kits together and airbrush them and tape them, do that thing. And then as soon as I graduated high school, I went to tech school and graduated the tech school program early. I showed up at her shop, green, 17 years old, and asked for a job. And she wrote my name on a Post-it note and said, "We'll give you a call." This is kind of the hub.
I can mix paints. I can.
The motorcycle side, I mean, we do.
Yeah.
You do everything. So I can, while I'm doing something else, I'm welding on a frame or doing whatever, and I'll be like, "Hey, this is kind of what I had in my head. I want the graphics to go this way." And then she just picks up on it and she can take off. There's still times as the business grows and we feel cramped in this space that I'm like, "Hey, maybe we should look at it goes through my head, maybe we should get another shop or something like that." But there's no way I would want it any different. I think my grandma used to tell me that love grows best in little places. And so when we're all right here and we can't get away from each other, that's when it's the best.
Oh, nice. Paul Yaffe product, huh?
Yeah, man, so excited.
Got a new build?
I do, it's aren't you Paul Yaffe?
No, I've never met the guy. But I do know you can get all of his products at DennisKirk.com.
There you go.
Is this me? Awesome. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Have a good one.
Listen to Not Paul Yaffe. Get all your Bagger Nation products right now at DennisKirk.com.
I'm Nick Trask, Trask Performance, and you're watching Shop Talk.
Everything we do at the track shapes what we build for the street and the dirt.
You can see how bad these guys want it. A race to the line.
For us, racing is not for the trophies or the glory. We compete because it makes everything we do faster, more durable, and tested to a higher standard. For S&S, racing is the ultimate in proven performance, and we've been proving it since 1958.
All right, welcome back to the Dennis Kirk Studio. You're watching Shop Talk, and hey, that new release with Nikki and John from Lefevers is like it's one of the greatest. We're running promos for it right now, and like going back and listening to little quotes of stuff that they said and like how they both came up and
Oh my
where they
gosh.
came from. Like it's so good to be able to do this stuff, right?
It was, first of all, they're such good people to begin with, but like just that quote he said, love grows in small places.
Yeah. Yep.
It's so true. And they're so good and so down to earth, and they're hardworking and just salt of
Yeah.
the earth people. They really are. And I love being able to share those stories. Like that is an honor without a doubt.
And if you don't know what we're talking about when we talk about Grease and Gears TV, it is a little thing that we do that comes right through your television. You can get this on Roku, Fire Stick, Apple TV, the whole deal, Android TV, and it's kind of like Netflix for motorcycles. So you got some time to kill while the snow is flying. We loaded this thing up, buddy, so go and check it out. Yep.
We got a great piece on
Oh, we lost your microphone.
Oh boy.
Did it to me again.
Can't hear.
Heather,
Sign language.
now it's back.
I think we should talk to Kory. Kory's more fun than you.
All right, so Kory is one of my
Oh, boy.
favorite people in the motorcycling industry, and it's because, like, in spite of all the bullshit that people say about, you want to be an individual and, express your individuality, this cat is the definition of individuality. So let's get him on, check out Kory. Kory Souza.
What's up, guys? How you doing tonight?
Hey, Kory.
So,
Thank you for having us.
oh,
Wait,
dude.
I was going to say, do you have a mouse in your pocket?
I do. Hold on. It's right here.
Old dirty bastard. He has old dirty bastard in his pocket.
Yeah, I know, right? Happy New Year. I was hearing you guys talk about your New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
yours?
So I'm not drinking till March, so after my showing on the 1st. So you're going to get sober, Kory, tonight.
Right on. No, what
Wait a
brought-
minute. So,
No, Kory's fun no matter what. Have you met Kory Souza?
I know.
Like, he is one of the most fun human beings on the planet. I don't care what you say.
I was looking to get thrown off of Instagram, though.
No.
I'm
We can
just,
still do that. I got a lot to talk about. So we can still do
See,
it.
that's just it. Kory doesn't need that to be Kory. He's Kory. Come on now.
so right off the bat, he calls Mark Pat from Lead Sled.
Tell me
Which
I'm
makes
wrong.
him my new
Tell me
hero.
in 20 years. That's bad.
Listen, I can't tell you you're wrong. I can't. I said Pat Patterson has been building his look for about 20 years now, and he takes a little part of Mark every time and adds to the character that's become Pat Patterson.
What's he drink? Tell me PBRs.
I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, love Pat to death. I want to kill him half the time, but I'll take it. I'll take it, Kory.
Okay, all right. All
could
right.
be
I think I
worse.
did more Jaeger bombs in my life on the cruise ship with Pat than I've ever done ever.
Oh.
Yeah, no. Yep, mhm.
Yeah,
If I see Pat with Jaeger, I literally just turn and go the other way as
I
quickly
know.
as possible.
I should have.
Yeah.
Well, I think they're still sending me Christmas cards. We drank so much of that stuff. So. We still do have the fireball swing at the smoke out though, so that's something you have to get involved in.
I came to smoke out this year.
He was at
Yes.
Smoko.
Well, I said next year you'll have to get into the fireball circle. We have a fireball circle.
And listen, we're actually changing the rules to have a whole mini bike class
Hey, I have
in
a
the
question.
in the dirt drags.
I run the damn joint, and I don't know about the fireball circle.
Oh yeah,
You bastards.
yeah, you wanna.
Oh, we're fighting.
Then you could be in. You could be in if you want.
Bastards.
So Kory, listen, man. In the beginning of the show, I said about how you're one of my favorite people because, in spite of everybody talking about originality, like you truly are your own person. It's really great to see that. Like I remember the first couple times I saw you, I was just like totally blown away by that. And over the years, I've got to not only have I become like acclimated to it, but I look forward to it. I look for the next outrageous shit that you're gonna do.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I've always been like that from day one. I've always tried to like just stay in my lane with everything I do, and even though when people say, "Hey, no, that's not gonna work. That's gross. Don't do that," I still do it anyways. And I've always been that way. The way I dress, how I act, the way we build the bikes at the shop, how we paint them all the little funny things on it, because I feel like it brings people to the bike, and you'll see something on that that'll make you smile, laugh, and I love that. I think laughter is like the key to everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like, where do you get your inspiration for some of these bikes? Just strictly what makes you laugh and you're just going to run with it as far as your paint jobs go? Because your bikes are works of art.
Yeah, pretty much. Like my personal bike, you can usually tell it's gonna be different. It's gonna have all that. We call them gags. Me and my painter Ryan Hathaway, we call them gags, and I don't know. It's stuff like throughout the year. I'll save in my phone, and then I'll just when we go to paint something, I say, hey, I want to do this, this, and this. He's like, man, really, you really want to do that? I'm like, yeah, but let's put a twist on and do this, and I don't know, it always seems to work out.
That's awesome. So I'm going to rewind the clock a bit. You didn't
Okay.
just start like, oh, I'm going to be Kory Souza Original One Days. You worked your way up with one of the OGs of our industry. You started 20 years ago with in Dave Perowitz's shop.
Yes, yes. It was funny. Dave was just here for Christmas with me, and we were telling like old funny stories when I first started working for him. And I started dating Jody, and then I would go to shows with Jody, and then I would sit next to Dave and collect the $5 and roll the poster after he signed it. And then it started there, and then I finally told him I wanted a job there. And I remember we had like write up this big contract between me, him, and Jody and Susan at the time, and I don't know. It started there, and I started tinkering on bikes, and then it led to, we opened this big shop, and I was like the parts guy, then I was the shipping guy, and then I was the service manager, then I was doing service work, and then I was also traveling with Dave pretty much every weekend doing shows. So I'd work Monday through Thursday, load the trailer. Friday we're on the road, and then we do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then back in the shop Monday morning, unload the trailer, work a couple days, and reload the trailer. And we were on after, especially with Discovery Channel going on.
So wait, there's a couple things I got to know about here. First of all, what is it like to be a young guy dating Dave Perowitz's daughter? And secondly, I want to hear you talk about like Dave in the shop, because I've been around Dave a little bit in the shop, and it's kind of a whole other side of him, But starting off with like, how do you walk up and hey, Mr. Perowitz?
It was tough because Dave, with me, did not hold back at all. I can tell you that. And then all his friends, a lot of death threats. I'll tell you that. A lot of like, break your heart, I'll break your legs. It's always that stuff. Every time I went somewhere, they put their arm around me, then like threaten my life in my ear, and I'm supposed to put a smile on my face and walk away. But it was good. I mean, what I learned at Dave's shop, I would never learn at any school or anything. You can't be taught that stuff. I see kids go to MMI and all this other stuff, but they put new stuff together and take new stuff apart. What Dave taught me and schooled me is what, helped me mold me for who I am today with my shop. And then, my brother Jason worked there too. And my brother Jason is super talented. So I got to work side by side with my brother too, which he taught me a lot of stuff that I didn't know then, because he was always my older brother, but he went to Southeastern, which is a school where he was like 1 week's classwork, and then next week he's doing woodwork or electrical and stuff like that. So he helped me a lot.
Yeah, your brother's pretty cool.
Did you?
Little different.
Yeah, you guys are so different, dude.
Tell me a little bit about that though. Like, what was it like growing up with you guys? Like, what was your influence then?
I mean, there was 4 boys. My mom didn't have any daughters, so it was like we were always active. My dad was more of a gearhead. He raced and built cars back when he was young. So in my house, at the age of 7 and 8, he bought me, my little brother, all of us. We all had 3-wheelers. So we were always outside messing with 3-wheelers, riding dirt bikes. A lot of fishing because we had a lake in our backyard, and then we do family vacations twice a year. 1 year we'd go. I mean, 1 week we go to New Hampshire, 1 week we go to Cape Cod. But I was raised right. I can tell you that. I was a super tight family, and we all got along for the most part.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That must be a New Hampshire, like Northeast trait.
It is.
Yeah.
Very much.
Yeah.
Very much is. It's just different there. I don't know why, but it is. At least when we came up, it was.
Right.
So if you, again, rewind to when you first started dating Jody, would you have ever thought in a million years that dating a girl would lead you to Kory Souza Originals?
Never. To be honest, I was a kind of a mess up. And like you talk about red flags, I was shooting them out left and right from my body to Jody to run far away from me, And, like just for instance, like I'm just getting my foot in the door. Dave's doing his first Discovery Channel against Billy Lane, and they asked me to watch the house and take care of their dogs, right? So they're all I think they met up in Texas, and I had a 7-7 license. And I'm watching their house. There's no food in the house. So I go down the street and I get popped by a cop and I get arrested. So now I'm spending an overnight in jail. So if you're watching their dogs and they're on the Discovery Channel doing the bike, the bike and build off, and I'm calling Jody to get me out of jail. So again, the flags were on the red flags are all there. I promise you that.
Oh my God. But just the fact that you started out, like you said, rolling posters, and now you have your own brand, and it's a very notable brand. Like when you see one of your bikes, it's a Kory Souza original.
Yeah.
I think that's so cool that you didn't set out with that intention, or at least it doesn't sound like you did.
Not at all. I was never really a Harley person. I was more into I had a Mustang that I was building, and I'd race Mustangs and stuff. And then I started working with Dave, and he took me under his wing. And like I said, I was getting in trouble a lot. And Dave was like the second person as a father figure in my life that, I had. And so I was so scared to mess up because he would scream at me, in front of everybody. And he just molded me to be a different person than I am today than I was when I was younger. And so it's just, again, working there, everything he taught me, honestly, it's like a blessing that I'm where I'm at today. And it was because of working at that shop and me and Jody,
That's awesome.
That's cool, man. And I get that from Dave. Like the longer I've been around him over the years, you see that if you're lucky enough to be closer to him, you get to see that, his mentor ability with people, and you know what I mean? Like he's a special person. That's a really unique thing.
I think one of the coolest things about Kory is, you come out of a shop like Dave Pierwitz's shop, and yet you still make a name for yourself. That speaks volumes for you, Kory. You know what I mean? To jump off of a pedestal and still land on a high enough note to do what you've done, to be an original. You know what I mean? That speaks a lot for your talent and your abilities in the long run.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when I left there, I just there's no way I'm going to fail. I can't fail. That's not it's impossible. I didn't have any family money, and I don't have a backer. I don't have partners in what I do. I sold one of my motorcycles to start my shop, and I just this has to work. And, I dedicate my life to it. I've sacrificed some important things that I wanted, and to keep this shop going, and, to start this shop. And the first 3 years in business are the toughest years. But now that, I'm almost 10 years now, it's just it's kind of runs itself, and it's we're still putting out new bikes, and the shop's always super busy.
So we got some questions people are firing in here. Everybody wants to ask you stuff. Like Bill Stevens first, what happened to the animatronic witch at the pre-party?
I don't even know what we're talking about.
I have
no idea.
I don't know.
Ask Kory.
Which at the pre-party. What pre-party are we talking about?
It could be any number of them.
There was something else here.
I don't know. So,
they're flying by so fast.
Yeah. So I have a question. Now, coming from Dave's shop, he obviously has a very distinct style, as well as you. When you went out on your own and you developed your own style, you almost would think a lot of people will take a note from their mentor.
Yeah.
But it seems like you have your own thing going on, and it works.
Yeah, when I was working with Dave, I built my first chopper, and that was really cool. And then I started building. One of Dave's guys that bought a lot of Discovery bikes had a sport bike, a high booster that he wanted to do, and no one built sport bikes, at Dave's shop. So Dave goes, "Hey, do you want to take on this project?" And the budget's this, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll do the sport bike. That's cool." And so I did this high booster, and we stretched out with a 300 tire, and Dave did his paint job and stuff on it, and then. So after that, I ended up building one for myself. I built one for like 3 of my friends, my brother Matt, and then that's where I started doing the funny, quirky things. It started with the whole sport bike thing because you had a lot bigger canvas on a sport bike, on something instead of a chopper. And it started there. And then when I left Dave, I came to Sarasota to work for Roaring Toys, and he was a sport bike guy. And he wanted to get into the Harley market. So I would build Harleys for him, and I would do sport bikes. And then I started my own thing, and I said, you know what? The Harley is where it's at. Like this is what I want to do is work on Harleys. I don't want to deal with sport bikes for the rest of my life. Sport bike people. No offense to them. I'm just saying, but Harleys are like where my heart's at, and I don't know.
Well, and when you talk about a smaller canvas too, like I can get that talking about choppers, but it seemed like right around the time that you were coming on strong with all this, the canvas got incredibly larger. The style of bike and, what was available. And all of a sudden there were no more boundaries, man.
Right. No, and that's what I liked it. The big wheel baggers. I mean, people know me for that. I mean, we can do anything you want, but I mean, I did do a lot of big wheel baggers, and, to make those things go down the road and ride straight, and to ride across country on something with a 30 on a 32 and late frame is a lot. And then, you have a lot of canvas, and that's the thing with like when me and my painter will sit down, it's like, how are we going to fill this canvas? Like, what do you want to do? And that's when we come up with these different oddball things to kind of like fill it all out with.
Yeah, no, this is one of your most famous motorcycles ever.
Oh, Dottie. Yeah. I love that bike.
Everybody talks about this bike too.
That was a fun bike.
So so talk about it a little bit. Talk about what's going on there.
So Brock Davidson came up to me and said, "Hey, we're giving 10 builders a set of BSTs, and we want everybody to build a bike around it." And I figured the 9 other builders that I kind of saw that was doing it were all going to build, performance baggers. So I said, and I knew he did a 26. So I said, well, give me a 26 and 18. I want to build the soft tail out of it. And it was more like a performance soft tail where I put the, it's got R1 brake calipers all around on it, radial mounts with ceramic rotors. It's got the BST lightweight wheels with the ceramic bearings in it. We made all the fenders out of steel. It's got Brock's ZX14 alien head carbon mufflers on the back. We took the motor apart. It's 117 in it. It's got ported heads. It's got, I believe we put T-Man cams on that bike. It's got a big throttle, H-Power throttle body, injectors. It's got a lock-up clutch. But it was a fun bike we built. I mean, this was the first time anybody's giving me anything for free in this industry, which I'd never asked. But when Brock approached me and said, "Hey, I want to give you some free BSTs," I was like ecstatic about it. Like, I'm like, wow, This is really cool. So then we built, that bike has my a swing arm on the back where we took the shocks from being underneath and we put them on the outside. But then we also stretched the swing arm 2 inches over stock to give a little bit more wheelbase. So this bike, I rode from San Francisco, California to Oregon, Redwood Forest, Glacier National Park, and I rode it to Sturgis. Wow. And then I did about, I'm going to say at least 15 hits I did at the drag track on the dragway at Burt Baker's night on that thing to make sure that I was pretty much testing my swing arm that it was going to be good. But I was, and then just doing passes on to see how everything held up on and how fast the bike would go.
So good. I love that you ride the hell out of them all, especially when people look at it and say, "You can't ride that."
Yeah, I get that all the time.
And I'll tell you what, like that's not the cat you want to throw down the gauntlet to, because I've seen them ride the hell out of them. So the couple questions that are going on here, everybody, couple guys now want to know about the show in Daytona. Are we having another show in Daytona? No class.
We are. I'm doing a different venue this year. and I'm going to move my show to the Broken Spoke Saloon.
Nice.
It's going to be on March 1st, the first Saturday, which I've never been there the first Saturday. So I figured let's get it out of the way, take the pressure off. I usually do a pretty cool show. It's called a No Class Show. It's something we started a little over 7 years ago, and it's where anybody that builds something cool that runs and rides it can come to my show. So it puts like all different types of industry people under one roof for one day. So if your bike is cool, it can be a chopper, it could be a Pro Street, it could be a bagger, yeah, it could be a Triumph. As long as it's cool, come to the show. We always give away cash, a bunch of cash prizes for best in show, first, second, or third. And then the thing with mine, it's kind of like we always call it like this house party theme where I usually hire a DJ or some live entertainment where we play hip hop music. It's a cool vibe. It's always fun. And especially there, it's shady. Like you get out of the sun. They always have music, great music there. They got great bars there. So we're going to do it there for the first time this year.
Nice. It's a great venue. It's an absolutely fantastic venue.
I can hardly keep up with Woody Shack. Hang on for a second.
Oh yeah, he's going crazy.
So, and then he burned down John Shope at the track in Sturgis. That was the last comment.
Yeah. I think Woody has a crush on you, Kory. I'm just saying.
It's going so fast. Kory's paint jobs are only surpassed by his choices in pants and socks.
Wow.
Go ahead, Heather. I'm sorry.
I was going to say the one thing you have to be fair warned about Kory shows. They are 100% about fit and finish. You've got to bring your A game if you want to show up at his show. Like from your hardware matching to your paint, make sure you're bringing the best that you have because that's the only thing that shows up.
That's good because that brings us to another point. When you have a cat like this is kind of the same with me. People have to remember I've been looking at motorcycles close up, like this close, as we cut them out to do layouts and stuff in the magazine for 30 years. So
Dude,
30 years, I've looked that close at motorcycles. So from 2 feet away, I can tell what's wrong with a motorcycle. And you, for your career in doing this, you know what's right, and you know what people are trying to do, what they're able to do. And that's, I kind of feel like we entered a time where we're a little bit of outcomes-based custom motorcycling, where everybody gets a nod and all that shit. Like, gone are the days where people were willing to be second place behind anybody. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, my show, I'll tell you, like Heather said, I can ask people other shows, but the best of the best bikes win my show. It's the fit and finish. It's the hardware, the attention to detail. It's the wiring. It's everything like that. And it's like, I'm not a believer in everybody should get a trophy. I think the best bike should win, and it makes you go home and relook at your bike and come back next year and say, hey, I'm going to make my bike better than that bike that will beat me, So that's one thing about my show I do love, and I will always do my show that way is the best bikes win. And I usually tell the people when I'm giving the awards away why that bike won. And, if people want to come up to me after the show and ask me, I don't judge it. I have 4 people that I don't tell people who's judging it. They usually come to me. I go look at all the bikes and we all agree on it. But I usually will tell people what they can work on their bike. But, which is tough to do because who am I to tell you what to do, how you should do your bike? Everybody should build the way they want to build, So, but I do feel like the best bikes definitely win my show, and everybody usually walks away happy. No one's talking down about my show and getting upset with me and burning me down on social media later. I think that they were like, hey, yeah, you're right. That guy bike was super nice. I got nothing to say, Yeah.
But I think on the same token, you, in looking at your bikes for all the years that we have, you hold yourself to that same standard.
Absolutely.
Your fit and finish on your bikes is impeccable.
So this is, we got to talk about this right now. Rick Bray is on the show. So first of all.
Oh my God. RKD Custom Speed in the house. Holy cow.
But Rick Bray with a question. I want to know, how true is it that your biggest inspiration was working under John Shope?
Oh, that MFR. Listen, I got nothing bad to say about Shope. I think Shope's a good dude. I've had a lot of conversations with John in my helmet riding across country. talking about like real life stuff, family stuff, like, him and his ex-wife and stuff like that. And like, I think John's a good dude. I think I think he's got a big heart. I just, he just has this image that he holds himself to when he's around a different crowd. He's John Shope then, but behind closed doors, he's a really nice dude.
It's funny too, man, like, because I've known John long enough to know that other side of him. And the first time that I got to experience it, I was like, wow, if people got to see this side of you, everybody would like really be on point with you, And then I'll see him out somewhere. Like one time I was in Sturgis, and I forget, we're in the middle of a day doing some event and shit at the Broken Spoke, and my phone rings and it's Shope, and I'm like, hey John, what's up? He goes, hey man, you got to move this truck. And I'm like, I think you got the wrong number. He goes, no, your Cycle Source van is down here in front of my truck. You need to move it. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know who has my van right now. But he just like immediately called up and just started chewing my ass out.
Okay.
That's typical Shope, though. That's how he is.
Kory, you're bringing out all the big guns. Magic Mike is in the house for you
Oh, my
tonight.
goodness.
Oh, sweet
hell.
Jesus.
Oh, I love Magic Mike.
The comment section's going to catch on fire.
Hey, listen, if Magic Mike's here, Pat Patterson's right behind him.
Pat's got to be close behind or in front of, whichever.
It's probably messing Pat up right now, watching this screen and looking at you at the same time. He's like, "Am I on the show? Like, did I have too many Jaeger bombs? What am I doing right now?"
Oh, so good.
Rick says, I kid. I'm just giving Mud a hard time. I've rode with John and he's always treated me well.
Mud.
Yeah, we can't talk about that on this. We'll get kicked off.
No, see, now I have to know.
Yeah, now we got to know.
Now I have to know.
Yeah.
No. Can't do it.
You're going to have to tell me in Daytona, Kory.
I'll tell you in Daytona.
You're going to have to tell me in Daytona.
That's my Eskimo brother saying things you shouldn't say.
Your Eskimo brother.
Oh, good.
So listen.
That's scary.
Speaking of nicknames, the Ripper.
Oh, yeah.
Tell what's the deal?
It's just, I ride aggressive and I ride hard, and it was like I finished my Road King, my crispy bike, and I was doing the Bab ride for the first year, and I went by myself. I was invited by Dave Withrow and Flash and Solinsky and all them guys for the ride, and I went out there, I get the bike done, and I like drive through the night. And I get to this meetup spot, which I think was Outlaw, Harley Davidson. And they're like, what bike did you bring to ride? I said, this is the bike I'm riding. They're like, you're riding across country. I can't believe you brought this thing. And so I made a point the next morning, we go to leave. I sat in the back of the pack. And by the end of that day, I was up front pushing the first guys to keep moving. Let's go. And gained the respect of the whole crew. And then we went out that night and I blew the belt off the back of it. And so they started calling me Ripper because I was, and so I fixed the belt in the hotel lobby in Wichita, Kansas.
No shit.
And then the next day I blow the belt off the bike again.
Oh, jeez.
So then we stop the next play. I get another belt and a guy lets me use his bike shop, and I put another belt on then. And then we're going through Pueblo, Colorado. I remember we're in the pouring rain for 4 hours. I'm wearing Dickies and Vans and a hoodie. I am soaked. And we went through Vail. And I remember we were going downhill. There's no more rain. I'm drying out. And from the water going into my stack, it broke my valve spring. It broke my valve spring. So the valve dropped. It hit my piston. And then shut my bike down on one cylinder. So then I was in Grand Junction, broken down. So we ended up trailing it to South Dakota. It was the last leg of the trip. Dave Withrow let me use his shop. I pulled the head off of it and realized the damage I did to it. So Saturday, I ran around all day Saturday. I found mismatched parts. But Sunday, I had the bike running again. And I had like Scream Eagle valve springs in the rear head, but fuelings in the front. I had a guy drive up some Kimmel White oversized valves to me from St. Paul, Minnesota. And I put the motor back together. But that year, man, is like, that bike had to be done. I won Baddest Bagger. I won the cover of the magazine. Nice. I won the Perro's Paint Show. I won the Mayor's Choice Award with that bike. Awesome. I mean, I killed it. I killed it, everything. But I wasn't even like, I don't get mad or stressed about something because it's what we do. You know, I mean, it's like you break it and you just fix it. You know what you're doing, so just fix it and keep it moving. You know, but it tells the story.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it.
The mayor's choice. That's pretty
rad.
cool.
That's pretty rad.
Yes, it is.
So we were also told to ask you about the Lambo.
The Lambo. Mm-hmm. Talking about my Dodge Magnum wagon with the Lambo doors. Gonna bring that up right now?
That's what you get for somebody else having to do your paperwork.
Man, I just sold it to keep the shop running. I mean, geez, I got, I think, $5,000 for it.
Oh, so good. Oh, this is a very important question.
Yeah, this is. We got to address this right now.
Inquiring minds want to know if you're still allowed to hug Silky like that now that he's found Jess.
First off, Silky's gone. I don't even know what Silky is anymore. That guy, that dude is gone.
Do you feel abandoned?
He's part of this Rip culture. I have no idea.
Yeah, now it's Russ Rip, right?
It's Russ Rips. He's he don't like big wheel baggers. He's
what?
He's got a chopper now.
He's at a chopper and he's drinking that Kool-Aid on these performance baggers, which I'm not thing. So I don't even know what Silky. If I was drinking, I'd pour some liquor out for him right now. See you later, Silk.
That's my boy, Silk.
My boy Silk is gone.
Are you having abandonment issues?
He's gone, man. I don't know. I saw him the other day. I didn't even know who it was.
Oh,
dude,
I'm only kidding, man. Ross always be my boy no matter what. But
yeah, he's one of my favorite cats too. But I saw that, like I said to Heather, I said, "Who is Russ Rips?"
I'm like, that's Silky.
No.
I'm like, that's
he can thank me and Jody for that. I can tell you that. We were down here and she made an Instagram page on the Russ Rips. This is before we even started talking to Jess. And we made stickers and she owned the domain. I was an admin and we were just taking all his pictures from his social media that he's posted of himself. Like on my jet skis, it was like fake it till you make it. Or he was on my buddy's Nortec boat. Hashtag not mine, but pretending like it is. It was just, we were just being funny with the whole thing. And then he had to shut down. He was so mad at it. He's like, he shut the whole thing down. And now all of a sudden he wants to be Russ Rips now. So there's a whole story behind it.
So good. Well, Tony Hoytis
Now you
is
gotta get all new
volunteered to
stickers.
be your friend. He'll be your new
I still
Russ.
got some. If you guys need some, I'll send them to you.
Yeah. We're supposed to ask you about Big Marv.
Big Marv, yeah, that's my boy, Marvin. He was like my right hand man. He was the kid that was always with me at shows, doing the dancing and a good time. He was down here. He went to MMI. He wanted to work with me for a while. I tried to teach him some stuff at the shop. He's on there though, Marvin Thomas Jr. He's on that. He's right.
Yeah, that's the guy. So that's who was it? Andrea LaBarbera said that now Silky's new name is Slinky. You guys are rough, boy. You're rough.
So
It's a tough show.
So next Sunday night, Jess is on the show.
So we need some ammo so she can come back at me with something, huh?
Yep. Jess is on the show next weekend, and I didn't plan it that way, but.
Well, I got some. If you guys want to write this stuff down, I can give you some ammunition for her.
Send me some notes on the side. Send me some notes.
Yeah, this is going to be her 5th wedding, and she's younger than me. So I don't know what's going on there. That made all sense for me when I figured that out. I was like, what's wrong with this girl? Why does she want to be with Russ? Like, she's got her shit going on, blah blah. She's like, oh, I've been married 5 times. Like, there it is.
Do the math.
Yeah. Tony Hoytis is putting his
like, so carry the
in.
3 over the 4. You get married every 2.5 years. Okay, that makes sense.
Carried the 3 over the 4.
Oh God. I don't even know
that's
what to
good
say.
stuff.
Yeah, right.
So good. So what's next for Kory Souza Originals?
Well, Daytona's the big push right now for me. I got 4 new bangers coming out that I'm excited for people to see. I'm not huge on social media, you know that about me.
I love that.
I like to still hold in my core there when you pull up to the bike show and you open the gate and those things come out. You're like, oh shit, you know.
Yep.
And no one knows what you're doing because easily when you stop posting stuff, next thing you know, it's like I was looking at social media that day and people, paint jobs I did years ago, people are starting to do that in their rear fenders with like that all over stuff in the rear fender, which we did like 4 years ago. But it's like if you post that now before March, guaranteed there's going to be something there looking like what you're doing right now.
Right. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have we
So
had a
I do
Kory,
got
like,
I'm building a bike for Paquin, which is a 2022 ST Lowrider, which we did a bunch of cool one-off things to. It's got a 159 motor kit in there, which is huge, which has been a chore in itself to get all that done. And Brian from Clockworks hooked me up with one of his fairings. So we're putting an old FXR fairing on a newer bike.
nice.
But we molded it all and put my twist on it like we normally do. I have a really funky, it's a lay frame. I'm not going to say it's a Road King, but it's a single-sided fork lay frame touring bike with a 32-inch clear wheel that you see through with a 32-inch perimeter brake going around the whole wheel.
Wow.
And we did the frame, we built the gas tank, a bunch of one-off pieces on this bike too. It's got a Jim's, I believe a 128 Jim's motor going into it with all Baker internals in the transmission, mid-control bike. So we got that. Kyle from Execution painted that bike for me, so that's cool. I have another Road King, more of an audio bike that I'm doing for one of my customers. It's all customized with a big audio system in the Road King where all the amps and batteries are underneath the rear fender, which is a lot of work. And then a customer, Ed White, he liked my Ronald McDonald bike that I went against Shope with. So I'm building another one of those fat tire soft tails with the TOL FXR fairing on the front, where we stretched all the fenders, but we made them different than that bike. But it's got all the metal steel fenders that we did front and rear. We did we stretched the gas tank on this one. Everything's ARP bolts, Cerakoted. It's got a full audio system. So that will be out there too. So I'll have 4 new bikes coming out.
That's
He's
awesome.
busy man over there. It's a good thing too, because apparently Curtis Hoffman and Rick Bray are both ready for a change, they said, and they're asking if there's room at KSO.
There's always room at KSO. Yeah. I mean, ask Dave. Dave was just down here, which I was super stoked that Parrowoods came down. Like, again, back, he came here for Christmas, asked to come down here, and it was cool for Dave to bring him. He's never been to my house or my shop. So for Dave to come to my oh, there it is. The hotness.
There's the Lambo.
For Dave to come down here and see my shop for the first time and see everything I got going on and stuff. And Dave was like, man, you got a lot of shit going on in your shop. And I'm like,
That's awesome. That's awesome right now to see a shop thriving like that, especially a shop. I mean, you don't do any low key stuff. You're pretty high end all the way around. So to see that you're thriving is outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I did take on a new guy, Lenny. He does a lot of the service work and tires, and we've been doing a lot of big motor, a lot of motor jobs on M8s now with 124, 128s. So I did open that kind of side of my shop to start doing some service work, but we do a lot of builds, and with building bikes, there's a lot of moving parts, and then when you got there's probably 15 real builds going on in my shop, and you try to keep everything moving forward, and you're ordering parts, and then you're trying to chase money to keep the projects going, and then deadlines and what bike needs to be done for this event. And it's like I got one painter, so it's like I got him busy all the time painting usually.
That's awesome.
Okay, wait a minute. First of all, Rick Bray wants to make sure Silky just joined us, so hang on with that. Your brother.
He means Mars _ Rips just joined us, okay?
Yeah.
Your brother says for Bray and Curtis to end up at your shop, you'd have to rename the shop Eskimo Brothers.
We were, yeah, okay. Oh man,
I don't even want to know. So
that'd be quite the collab though, with Rick, Curtis, and me. We all collabed on something.
Right.
That would be
quite the
cool.
bike.
Yep.
Who knows what would come out of that? That'd be incredible. So when you're not doing motorcycles and all of your spare time, what fills Kory's cup? Like what do you love?
I like being on the water. I like enjoying where I live. I love Sarasota. It's a beautiful place to live. During Christmas, we rented a boat. I took Dave out in the boat and we kind of cruised around. And then usually when he's not here, Sundays and Mondays, I'm a jet skier. Believe it or not, I got a couple high performance jet skis, and I like packing the cooler on the back, going to sandbars and having lunch and just taking in where I live and just a quality of life.
Dude, is this a legit PK Ripper?
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that dope? Miami edition.
Yeah, dude, that's so cool.
Yep. I got the original seat and everything like that under my bench there. I just didn't want to wreck it because it's like white.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got that. I was walking every morning instead of walking. I was like, let me get a bike. Maybe I get that and the same exercise in half the time. So I was like 2.5. I was like doing 6 miles one morning. I'm like, man, I'm out here for 2.5 hours. You know, so I was like, let me get a bike instead.
What's
Try to lose some weight.
What's this you're sitting in?
That's my boy Nate's 64 Impala that I did for him.
There you go.
It's on full air ride. I'm a big Impala guy, so we did a fuel injection kit on it. He had a shop, the Ring Brothers. They did the suicide doors on. They put a sunroof in it, which I hate. There should be no sunroof in a 64 Impala.
Right.
But I did all the air ride, the drop spindles, the disc brakes. I did the whole pulley system in the front. Did big audio system on it for him. A bunch of work on it.
Right on. So
I got a 61 Biscayne, so it was my dad's. Nice. At the shop.
Nice. We were talking at the beginning of the show. Mark's been working on that 62 he's been gearing up to work on it for a while, but for the last 6 months, he's really been going at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the frame now.
Okay. So, all right. What are you doing? You just powder coating it, or what are you doing to it?
No, I'm going to blast it all down. A few things I have to fix to it. I'm not going to do anything special. I want to clean up real nice. I got a built 327 for it. I don't want to do anything air-wise. I'm not building a show car. I just want to build something that we can all get into at shows and go play around in. You know, something to beat up. I like the rugged rough.
Yeah, I had a 63 Bel Air, and that was mine. It was white. It was a 4-door. It was on 20s, full air ride. I had a big giant shifter in it, and it was the car where 6 of us would get in it. We'd bomb mode at Daytona for Turkey Rod Run.
Right on.
Now we're doing things, and it was fun. It had a 400 small block in it. We just put like an Edelbrock fuel injection kit on it.
Yeah. That's my New Year's resolution.
So tell me about the what is the name of this race?
The Buzz Lightyear foot race.
We gotta watch this video first.
Foot race. How do you walk up to a foot race?
All right.
Purchased it for $1,000 real fast.
$1,000? What? Kory's doing squats. All right.
How do you walk up to this?
What's happening right
Hey,
now?
Chuck, right here.
Yo, we're here now.
You come right here.
This is horrible.
I got 100 on Chuck. I got 100 on Chuck.
Hey, someone got a K9 to put behind me.
Everybody needs to take their shirts
Get a K9
off.
behind me.
I got 100 on Chuck. Who wants it?
Hey, pet out, walk fast.
I got 100 on Chuck. No? No? No takers?
How you gonna flag it?
He ain't ice skating, goddammit.
No takers? I got 100 on Chuck. I got 100 on Chuck. Oh, you hold it.
Good, sir.
You guys are ready?
Yeah.
One.
Kory!
What?
So I gotta know, that was like,
I don't even know how you got that video.
That was the slowest, fastest foot race ever.
Yeah, hey,
and it
did
was
you
like
notice
50
how
feet.
I came out of the hole like a hyena and then slowly slowed down real quick.
I didn't hear
I went out of the
anybody
hole
say
quick
go.
and I was done.
it was like 50 feet.
That was the late night of drinking, and I was on the bad ride. We stopped at the DA Performance shop, which P and Chuck are riots. We had the best time. They opened the whole shop to us, and that was late night towards talking foot race. Who's the fastest foot racer? And according to Chuck, he's never lost. Well, he lost. Notch under my belt right there, you know.
Dude, I love the part that you're telling him, get a K9 behind me, get a K9 behind me.
So I thought he was gonna be quick. All that talk, and I was like, man, this kid's gonna smoke.
I love how serious he gets when he takes the hat off.
Oh, he
He's
throws the
like,
hat
"I
down.
got
This is it. No, but you know what, dude? That's what I'm saying, though. I love the fact that you run what is undoubtedly a serious business. You know, you're a serious player in this game. You've been a member of the longest running custom motorcycle organization, and you have, you know, a standard to keep and all that, but you still know how to have a good time. You still know how to laugh at yourself and laugh at the people around you and not lose the love of doing all this, right?
You have to. I mean, like I said, owning a bike shop, I mean, anybody will tell you, they go, hey, Kory, what's a secret? What's a secret? It's like, hey, I'm not married and I have no kids. There's a secret. I dedicate my life to this shop, and it's tough. I mean, we build bikes and we work on stuff for like 25% margins.
Amen.
And it's a roller coaster ride. We got seasons where people don't spend money, and then they're spending money. And any real bike shop out there knows, like, the struggle is real sometimes with keeping this stuff going. You know, I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. And it's just like, you know, I'm going to touch on this for 2 seconds because some people are going to get upset about it. And I don't know what your opinion is. It's like, you know, the world we live in today, I think it's crazy times with like these influencers. And I know, like, when I raised $7,800 to become a drag dealer and got that money so I become a drag specialty dealer, when did we get an influencer dealer application? Because like these guys want the same prices that we get our stuff for, or they're getting free stuff. And then they're coming to these bike shops like us to put them on and tell them what they got.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, it's tough. And that makes it tougher because a lot of these guys have a 9-to-5 job and they got their income coming in. And like, this is where I put my food on my plate. And this is how I make my living. And it's like, they're coming in and grabbing pieces of this pie where it's like, man, as bike shops, we all got to stick together. And, you know, it's like,
Amen.
I wish these big companies would throw us a bone once in a while and say, hey man, you've been using our parts for 10 plus years. We're going to give you a free set of wheels. Do what you want with it, you know?
No,
Hey,
I
you know
mean,
what,
we hear
man?
that being a media company.
Yeah,
like,
same
Chris
thing
has
with
been
us.
doing this for 30 years, and now you have these Insta famous guys coming in and getting $1,500 for one post. And
Yeah, and I'm like,
and like, hey,
a
like we're
post?
here, we've gutted it out. Like he's been here for 30 years.
Right.
Where's
And you
the-
had said, you know, you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. You know, the problem is the only people's feelings that are getting hurt are the people like you and the people that have been fighting through it, because they're the ones that are still fighting through it. So screw hurting people's feelings. The influencers and the whole 9 yards in that direction, they're not helping anything in the long run. The people that are helping are people like you and the people that have been in this industry forever fighting through the bad times.
oh, and that's the thing, man. Like we talked about that today. That you know, there's one of the guys, and we all know this cat and have respect for him, but he put up a post saying that, you know, he's starting a new magazine. He's getting ready to launch a new magazine. He said how it's just going to be a passion project, and I'm like, hey, I get it, you know, because this is one of those times in motorcycling where if you're not doing some of this shit because it is a passion project, you know, it's going to be awful hard for you to identify your revenue streams, right?
You know, and I think you hit it right on the head. Here you are, you're literally you're selling their product to put on your customers' motorcycles. These other guys, the influencers, they're taking the product for free and putting it on their own motorcycle. They're not
And most of the
pushing
time they
that
make-
product. They're not selling that product.
Most of the time they make an ass out of the people that give them whatever. They're like, look what I got for free.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like they put out like, they'll call 5 people for like, say they put out 5 people for a headlight, and then one person out of the 5 gives them a headlight, and then next thing you know, that's the best headlight. Well, how can you say it's the best headlight? Because they gave it to you for free.
Right.
And then it's like, you know, you go and ask, you know, you ask some of these people about their bikes and they can't tell you nothing about it.
Yep.
And I'm like, how did this person give you a free set of wheels, but you can't tell me the company that made these wheels for you?
Amen. And then they bring it to people like you and want you to put it on for them at a discount.
Right.
Or free.
So I'd love to see like where these, you know, like you guys know, you're more computer savvy than me. It was like, maybe I have 10,000 followers, but I have 10,000 real followers. Some of these guys have 100,000 followers, but 80,000 of my robots and they're fake. So how do companies? I guess for me, if I gave someone a free part that we make, I'd have to see some kind of residual from like, all right, I'm going to give my speaker grills to this bike builder that all he does is audio. So I know he's going to use my grills on this audio bike, and then maybe all his customers will want to buy my grills.
Right.
Dude, no.
For me to give it to a random person that's just gonna sell the bike down the road and put the money in their pocket, I feel it's like, how do customers justify? I mean, the owners of these companies, how do they justify that giving these parts to some of these people?
Well, and it's like
they
they don't actually think about it. You know, you hear people talking about, well, you know, he's got 15 million followers, and I'm like, hey man, there's not 15 million customers in the
Right.
in the custom
Right.
motorcycle game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be honest here. 15 million.
What happened to half those
Yes.
influencers? Their bike broke down. They wouldn't be able to fix it on their own. They'd have to make 12 phone calls.
Lena's
Well, they're
got
going to call the shops that did it for them. They're going to call that guy and be like, hey,
Right.
what am I supposed to do here?
right. Yeah, Lena Fearless.
Yep.
It's like taking your own eggs into Denny's and asking them to cook them for you.
100%.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yep.
It's bull.
Sad.
It's bull. And here's the deal:
Well,
if they're truly your supporters,
hopefully that's starting to come out. That's starting to change now. It seems like some of the companies are realizing that these influencers are out just for themselves, not for the companies that they're actually trying to promote. And some of these companies are actually going back to their staffs
It's
and the people that
happening.
made a difference for them.
It's happening. Believe it or
Oh, yeah.
not, the trend is coming back around where like we're getting back to reality a little bit. We're putting a little more stock in people that are into stuff for the long game. And
well, and as far as I'm concerned, like here's the honesty of it. If they are truly your friends and supporters, they're going to do anything they can to buy your product or buy your service.
Right.
They're not going to ask you for a discount. They're not going to ask you for it for free. They're going to support you in your business because that is how you put food on the table.
I agree 100%, and it's like, that's, that's having the custom bike shop. And then also with having that as your friend or whoever the customer is, they have that support from you. They can call you with a problem and you can help them out. Or if there's a warranty issue or, it's like a lot of these, the parts they're asking for don't even work on their bikes and they're not builders or anything like that. So how they're asking for stuff that sometimes don't even work on what they're doing,
oh God, Mark Hendricks, what? Sassy Pants doesn't build choppers?
Oh my God.
So Rick Bray said we should have a shop talk on all the bullshit these posers create. Mike Woodyshek says, all kidding aside, and this is really great. I gotta pass this on to you. All kidding aside, I've literally rode across the country with Kory multiple times at every rally, and I can guarantee you that no one is quicker to stop and help someone fix issues with their bikes than our boy. He is 100% the real deal.
Oh, it's nice. I appreciate that, Mike. Yeah, we on those rides, man. We'd be 125 of us, and I'd be in the parking lot 2, 3 in the morning helping everybody fix their bikes. It wasn't even my bikes, but I'm out there trying to problem solve people and keep everybody moving the next day,
Well, that's what we're supposed to do. You're not supposed to leave anybody behind. And if you have a skill that you can help somebody, either help, like do it for them or teach them how to do it. Like teach a man to fish. And that's how we're going to keep this industry going, is by sharing your knowledge with those coming up behind us.
Right.
It is a community, and you look at through all the people that we know that have been doing this. How many people we all know that have collaborated together and have worked together and built some of the coolest shit in the planet? Yeah. That to me is one of the things these influencers don't have. You'll never see two of them influencing together. You know what I mean? They're trying to make a name solely for themselves.
Kind of bums me out, too. We were talking about this. Me and Keith Ball were just talking about this, about how the motorcycle industry, like as long as I can remember, the motorcycle industry has wanted to level up, right? And be, have the same credibility and reach the same levels as like the custom car thing. And the limiting factor is you can see 6 people get together on a project to end up at SEMA. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it doesn't seem like we have many people that want to play on a team in this,
No, I think we're in crazy times, and I think everybody's out for themselves these days with certain things. And, it's like there's so much fakeness and fake it till we make it, and it's just like it's not reality. And I think that in the motorcycle industry, it's like, especially if you've been in for a long time, it's like, you know what's going on and what's not going on. And it just, sometimes it just like, it's irritating. You want to throw your phone across the room sometimes. Like, are we kidding me? Like, what am I reading right now? Like, this isn't true. Like, this is not what's going on, you know?
But I think people like you and Jody and Chris and, you guys know who the real deals are. And you guys are going to be around when the restaurant, because you can only fake it for so long.
Yeah. Right.
They're not in it for the passion and because it's what pays their bills and they eat, breathe, and sleep it. They're here just for that quick.
Well, you got to remember how hard it is for everybody here. Especially like we're doing our year in review issue right now, and we're writing the story about what this year was like. This year was a ball buster, man. It was. It's hard for everybody, and I mean that's the thing. That's the thing you got to think about. Like how can we bring everybody up, right? I mean Xavier said that thing about bring something to the table instead of always taking away from it. You know, look for a way. Look for a way to make life easier. This life's a tough son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
It is. And I tell you what, you got to have thick skin when you come in my shop and stuff like that. I mean, if you get upset, put a helmet on, you know? It's like, it's just been a tough year at all of us. I mean, like you said, it's like election year, no one's spending money, no one was going to happen with, you know, the Trump and everything. So it's like, again, it's that what I was talking about earlier about having a custom motorcycle shop. That's that roller coaster ride that you're on it. You ain't getting off.
Oh, that's a complete luxury.
So every little bit, you feel it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if someone takes that from you, you feel that little bit. So it's just like I don't
It's
know.
frustrating.
That's why I can just get frustrated with some of that stuff. And I watch it and I see everybody getting this, you know, the free things and this and that. And I'm not a hater. I don't care. Like I just think that like it's like where it's a culture that I'd like to see keep going on for another 100 years, you know, and it's like you want younger kids to jump into this. And like that's what I was asking earlier about that kid Kyle that was on a week before. I happen to know him because he's from Sarasota. And that kid, I think he's probably 15 years younger than me, and he's a talented kid. And glad it makes me happy to see kids like that still doing it around here.
Yep.
No, and he is. He's and it's guys like him and Brock Bridges, and you know there's a bunch of young guys coming up in this that are doing it for right. God, Shelton that works here, you know.
But they're doing it because they love it.
Yes.
And they're doing
Yep.
it, you know, like Brock Bridges. Brock Bridges sucks at social media. He's one of the most talented young men as far as what he can execute that I've seen in a long time. I think he's maybe 30.
I know. God, it makes me hate him sometimes. Oh, he has so much talent, dude. He has so
ridiculous.
much.
And he works a day job doing construction, I think, but when he does his bikes, he does 100% paint, upholstery, everything himself because he loves to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
I love it. And we just have to keep promoting the kids that are here for the right, and the people that are here for the right reason, not just the kids, the Kory Souzas and the Jay Souzas and Rick Brays and
take
Curtis
a break from the
Hoffmans.
influencers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we already burnt them a little bit. Let's take our foot off the neck right now. But yeah, no, I'll tell you one of the proud thing, like with when Dave asked me to take Dave Sylvia's position in the hamsters and checking into bikes. Like last year was the first year I did it, and it was really cool to see that the crowd of people want to become hamsters. There was definitely a bunch of younger cats out there, which it's glad to see that people are following this and they still want to continue this.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be in too, man. It really is. Like that's a lot of responsibility. Like when somebody finally gets to the level of you know putting an application in to be part of the hamsters, a lot of people don't know what you go through, and you know one of them is toeing the line with your custom motorcycle. That's an awesome responsibility you got right there. Probably a lot of fun.
No, it's fun, but it's a love-hate thing. Like it's like going to a bike show and judging a bike, and again, it's like you know, I try to look at the bikes as one of my bikes, which is very tough. Like, because it's like I'm looking at the bike, I'm like, well, his bolts are all mismatched with his wire and stuff like that. But like, it's you hurt people's feelings. But I know that Dave and Donnie and all the guys on the board, when they're my age, and they're holding you accountable to let you like, hey, are their bikes good enough to be part of the hamsters? Can they ride with us? Like, and it's tough to make those choices out there because you know you got the guy that's trying to get in, looking over you. You got their sponsor looking over you. They want to know what you're talking about, how you're judging their bike. Yeah. So it was definitely very tough, but it was definitely an honor to be able to do that this year, you know, last year, and I look forward to it this year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, everybody.
I don't envy you that.
Yeah, but you know what? There needs that position needs filled. You know what I mean? And like there has to be a standard, and I appreciate you doing it. There's a bunch of people on here talking about how you did a great job with it. So
well, and I think upholding the mission statement of it's about custom motorcycling. That's
standard.
Yeah, there is a standard, and the hamster should be a gold standard for custom motorcycling.
100%, and it can be, it can be a bagger, or it could be a chopper, it could be whatever you want it to be, but there's got to be a standard on it. And I mean, the big thing is, I know like the older guys, they're getting older, and a lot of people ride baggers, but I mean, it's still, if you're going to bring a bagger in front of the board, it better be torn down to the frame, it better have paint on the frame. I mean, if you can clean up the wiring and tuck it, and it's like you gotta tear it down to the frame and make that a one-off bike. It can't just be a bagger with a bunch of performance stuff on it. It has to be, it has to meet a standard. And it's like, I think people are gonna keep getting mad and mad over the years until they accept that and own it and move forward with it.
Yeah. Well, and especially, I want to bring this up because Rick Bray made the comment that you still owe him some money, or he still owes you some money for letting his in. But Rick, that was only under the understanding that you take that bagger home and take the motor off and paint the frame. That's the only. I mean, you gotta show the same bagger next year, and we'll get that.
Well, he
done.
also met me behind a dumpster and took care of me after that. So that was
It's a tough crowd.
Well, he's got this basket weaver thing. I don't know. He did some kind of like form thing. I don't even know. It was crazy. It was crazy. I had to tell him to stop. But done, dude.
He did some weird West Coast move or something. I don't know what's going on.
I didn't even know what it was.
That's that left. That's that left twist.
It was nice. It was nice. But it was weird.
Yeah.
Finished off strong.
I mean, for a guy in Ben's metal, he's got soft hands. I'll tell you that. Soft hands.
Oh, Jesus.
He didn't stop short, though, did he? Why was he didn't stop short?
No, I had to stop him. I was like, it's like when you're done, you're done.
You know that one, Heather? Stop short?
Yeah.
I got nothing.
All right, well, listen, man, we're going to put all the links up to your social media, but you guys need to get out and check this cat out and support him. Always a good time. If you get the opportunity to be in the same room with this individual, you will not be disappointed whatsoever. Tons of
just a good
accolades
human.
You can see on his website, social media. We got all the links coming for you guys.
March 1st, Broken Spoke, Saloon Daytona, no class bike show.
Absolutely.
Please be there.
We will
thank
be
you
there.
guys. It was an honor to be on the show, man. I really appreciate you having me. You guys are great. So I thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you guys in March.
We want to have you back on here a bunch.
You're
dude.
welcome
You're
anytime.
Blast. We'd get you on, like, we'll just do like a once a quarter standing offer for you to come on, and we'll talk shit about
We'll just
everybody.
talk about the industry because
I can do once a month. Like I can put some. I'll make a note on my phone, and I got ammunition all the time.
We got you.
Right on.
So good. I can't wait to see you. I'm so excited for Daytona already.
Me too.
We'll see you in Daytona, buddy.
All right, guys. Thank you again. Have a good night.
You're good.
All right, hey man, you're watching Shop Talk here on the Dennis Kirk Studio Network. We're going to take a look at a new product. When we come back on the other side, we're going to do some events, talk some more shit, but it's not going to be as good without Kory. Killer guest tonight.
He's so good.
Stick around, you're watching Shop Talk. Hey, this is Chris with Cycle Source Magazine, and this mess back here is your product spotlight. Today's product spotlight deals with the long abused, used to be stock frame that's been chopperized and re-chopperized, and you're faced with the idea of how do I clean this back up? Well, enter our friends at hardtailchoppers.com, and they have a solution. John does beautiful, beautiful work. He does these neck castings along with axle plates, a variety of other stuff, but this comes in the stock 30 degree. He does them in other neck rakes as well, but you can see here that it puts everything back to factory, man. It is a beautiful, beautiful part. It will help you to set your frame back to stock dimensions or to build a fantastic chopper using a stock looking fixture. Check them out today at hardtailchoppers.com or see them on social media. Support this great American company, and we'll catch you next time on Product Spotlight.
Riding takes you from A to B or just lets you escape. There's a flow to the road you share. So go with it, eyes open, and always have the Law Tigers by your side. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, visit us at lawtigers.com. Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers.
I'm Brian Clock from Clockworks in Mitchell, South Dakota, and you're watching Shop Talk.
And welcome back to the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. We are rocking into the second part of the show. Killer guest, man.
That was my favorite show of the year so far.
Listen, that's terrible.
I think that's probably going to go down as my favorite show. I already know it. I love Kory anyway.
I do too.
I genuinely do. He's such a good human. He makes you laugh.
And that, man, I'll tell you what, that's
so many valid points.
That's the thing. Like we go to so many of these things, and to have somebody show up and it lightens the room. That's irreplaceable.
He's probably the only guy I'll let get away with telling me I have a fat ass.
I didn't bring that up the whole show. He did it in Sturgis, dude. I wanted to piss my pants.
Was that F or PH, though? That's what you should have asked him. Was it F or PH?
Oh. That was good shit.
It was good.
Good shit.
I kind of deserved it, though. I totally deserved it.
She tried to be a little smart ass and dog one of his motorcycles.
Although I almost made Chris pee his pants. So it was worth it. It was totally worth it.
Oh, God. You can't get the best of that one.
No,
you better practice up, boy.
He's just one of those people, I don't get to talk to him a whole lot, but you smile when you see him because he's Kory. You can't help it.
It's easy to hang out with.
And dude, I'll tell you what, this year at the Smokeout, him with that mini bike.
Did you put that picture up, him jumping?
Yeah. Of what?
Somebody talked about him and a cow suit fighting over mini bikes. How I miss everything.
Smokeout is turning into quite the event. Speaking of events.
What, huh? Oh, are we doing events?
Do you know what time it is, Mark?
Oh boy.
Oh, it's time for me to...
Is it event time?
Apparently.
Shop Talk is brought to you by Cyclefish. Cyclefish, the most complete list of motorcycle events in the U.S.
Oh, you didn't start at the beginning. What the hell?
That's what I got as the beginning. Wait a minute. I'm sorry.
I'm like, dude.
See?
Lone Star Swap Meet, largest indoor motorcycle swap meet in Texas. January 11th and 12th, 2025. Check them out at the Fair Park Dallas Inside Food and Fiber Pavilion. That's next weekend. Holy hell.
I know.
Also next weekend, the Parts and Labor Custom Motorcycle Expo at the Del Mar Fairgrounds in San Diego, California. You can get more information at partsandlaborexpo.com.
There you go.
There we go. Saturday, February 1st, Carolina Full Throttle Magazine's, custom bike show at the Greensboro Coliseum in Greensboro, North Carolina, featuring the Perowitz Paint Show, 25 bike show classes, and $12,000 in cash prizes.
Booyah!
February 8th and 9th, Cycle Showcase St. Louis. You can get more information at cycleshowcasestl.com.
You okay? You gonna make it through?
And that is at the City Foundry in St. Louis. Chopperfest, also February 9th at the Ventura County Fairgrounds. Chopperfestival.com is where you can get more information on that event.
Do you want me to keep going?
If you want to.
Okay.
Flat Out Friday Indoor Flat Track Racing at the Pfizer Forum, February 21st, 2025, in beautiful Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Booyah!
Mama Tried Motorcycle Show at the Eagles Ballroom, again in Milwaukee. You can get more information at mamatried.com.
Where's that at?
At the Eagles Ballroom.
The Eagles what?
Ballroom. I don't get it.
I just got you to say ballroom 3 times.
Oh. Whatever.
Beetlejuice.
I don't have a flyer for it, but March 1st, Saturday, March 1st at the Broken Spoke Saloon, Kory Souza Originals at No Class Bike Show. And then March, what's the date?
Are you kidding me?
Totally screwed up. Just putting it out there. Tuesday, March 4th, the Cycle Source magazine bike show at the Broken Spoke Saloon.
Can I get an amen?
Bazillion classes. It's going to be a good time. You should be there. Oh, wait a minute. Kory just sent me a picture of him in the cow suit.
No. Wait. I'll zoom in. Oh, yeah.
It's so good.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
And that is why I love Kory Souza. So good. Thursday, March 6th. Oh, March 5th, Perowitz Paint Show, Broken Spoke Saloon. Thursday, March 6th, World's Greatest Chopper Show, Tropical Tattoos, Chopper Time at Willie's Tropical Tattoo. Be there or be square, 100% of the proceeds go to the Veterans Support Fund. Oh, at the end of March 29th through 30th, the Donnie Smith Bike Show and Swap Meet, the Midwest Motorcycle Extravaganza. You can get more information at DonnieSmithBikeShow.com. You got to do it.
Born Free.
June 21st and 22nd in Silverado, California.
Silverado?
Silverado. You can get more information at bornfree.com. I have to say that for Annie. She said she likes it.
Can I get an
Saving the
amen?
best for last. Save the date for Smokeout 2025, September 4th through 7th. Squindo is actively working on our poster child.
Yeah,
for
buddy.
This year. It's going down. It's awesome.
Squindo's working on the character. This is going to be the 3rd year in a row that we actually have a customized character, an annual representative of Smokeout. And this year you won't be disappointed.
What? Bill Stevens is going to miss the Smokeout this year?
I know.
Shut the front door.
Oh, man.
What is wrong with you? That's bull. I call bull.
Real
Whatever.
nice, Bill.
Are we breaking up, Bill? You're retired now. What do you mean?
Yeah, right? You can't blame it on work.
Oh, bagger baiter. Better late than never. We're happy to have you here. I'm sorry you got snow. Glad we don't.
So we got some killer shows coming up.
Yes, we do.
Nevertheless, we
Yep.
have Jess next week.
We have Jess Rips next week. The week after that, I think we have Sporty Parts.
Yeah. And on the 2nd of February, we have a really,
supers.
really
Don't
big
even
show.
say it. It's a super
Yeah, we're
secret, top secret show.
Yep.
February 2nd. You're going to want to be there.
February 2nd, super top secret special double secret probation show. So it's going to have many guests and be a really big show.
Really, really big show.
Really big. Really big.
Bill, it doesn't matter if you're going to be in Sturgis. Smokeout is better. We're fighting.
Listen to her. She hasn't been to a smokeout yet.
I still haven't been to Smokeout. I don't know.
What do you got coming up, Mark?
Well, tomorrow's Monday. There you go.
That's it.
You got my whole future right there in the bag.
As for me, I'm going to be at Tony's Laugh-In Thursday through Sunday.
Don't forget to tip your bartenders and waitresses. I'll be here all week.
Jesus. No, but for real, we got the first one of the year under our belts. It's so good, and we started off great with a killer guest and with
So
all of you
excited.
guys. It was so great for all of you guys to be here with us, and we look forward to an entire year of 90 to 120 minutes, all the two-wheel bullshit we can do.
Excited. We're trying to step it up a little bit, get a little more organized.
I need to know from somebody who watches this all the time. We went up to a higher quality resolution in the broadcast, so let us know if the image quality is better on your end. And with that, we're gonna wrap this shit up.
Awesome.
Got the motors running.
I'm so excited that this is how we started the year.
Yeah. Mark, are you excited too?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
You gonna make it the next week?
Oh, I don't know. I'll have to call you tomorrow and let you know.
All right, well, we'll see you guys here next week when we come back with another dose of Shop Talk, America's first and favorite two-wheel motorcycle entertainment and talk show. We'll see you next Sunday, same chopper time.
Same chopper channel.
Get on that shot, Felicia.
Good night, y'all.